You know why some creators actually make money from their content versus creators who just post and hope that followers fall from the sky? The answer may not be what you want to hear, but it's important. And it's what differentiates creators who actually grow and monetize versus creators who just hope that everything happens for them. And this is coming from someone who is not a numbers person, okay? I'm better at English than math. But when I started paying attention to this, I noticed more consistent growth. And not only that, more ideal followers. At the end of the day, that's what we want, right? I don't care if a million people follow me if they don't even with me. Okay, the scary, unsexy thing that we are discussing in today's video is, drumroll please, data. I know that sounds boring as hell, but listen to me. It is so important that you understand how to read your analytics and your metrics for your content, because this is going to help you be so much more efficient with your time, and it's going to help your content actually convert. And also, the way that I look at my analytics is super simple. It will take you less than an hour of your time, and you will be prepared for like the following month to 3 months. And if you're new here, this is week 2 of doubling down on content to monetize a nomadic lifestyle. I'm sharing everything that I'm doing with you guys week by week on here, but I'm also dropping the step-by-step in my community, Nomadic Society. You can join with the link below so that you can follow along and also grow on social media this year. All right, so I'm going to walk you through the exact process that I followed to figure out what hooks are working, what content formats are what is attracting new followers and more engagement. So we are going to jump into my TikTok analytics because that's where I have been posting the longest. But if you are on Instagram or YouTube or any other platform, you can do the exact same thing. So let's jump into my phone. All right, so let's jump into my TikTok analytics. We're going to go to profile and TikTok studio and into analytics, and then you can analyze this for either 28 days, you could do 60 days, or you can do custom. So just for the sake of this video, let's do 60 days, 2 months of data. What I did here is I went to content, okay, and I looked at new followers. So my top post for new followers. And then what I did is I went through here and pretty much I took a screenshot of this. Okay. Took a screenshot of this, saved to photos. And then I did the same for most new viewers because I care about bringing new people into my page, right? So also took a screenshot of this. Perfect. Now, that is just for most new viewers and new followers. You could do it for most views as well. For the most part, I noticed that it's like a lot of the same content, right? All right, and then what I did, now we're gonna jump into my laptop now that I have those screenshots. All right, so we are jumping into Claude today. You can use ChatGPT as well, but Claude just understands me better. Like, it really speaks my language. So I sent the screenshots that I took to my computer and I'm just gonna upload them here. And basically, we are gonna tell it, you are an expert social media analyst. I want you to look at my top performing posts of the past, over the past 60 days to craft a content strategy for the next 1 to 2 months. My main focus is growing my account. So I want to create content that generates followers and draws in new viewers. Here are the hooks for the videos used in the top videos, starting with the first screenshot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to list out what hooks were used for each of those images. Okay, so I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna look at the one with the most new viewers, typical weekday in my life in Medellin, ASMR vlog with music. Text hook is day in the life as a digital nomad in Medellin. I'm going to go through for each of these pictures. I'm going to put the text and audio hook. So I'll be right back. All right, so I wrote down everything that was in the video, right? For first picture, new followers. So I said like what kind of video it is. I want to say that. Video is me walking and talking to camera. I want Claude to know what style of video it is as well as the text hook and what I was saying as the auditory hook. So I'm typing all of that. All right, cool. Now we're gonna hit send and let's see what Claude has to say to us. We see some clear patterns in what's driving growth. Let me break down what's working and give you a strategic plan. Number one growth driver, the ASMR Day in the Life vlog is dominating across all metrics. It's your top post for followers, new viewers, and total views. Content themes that consistently perform. So now we have the format winners. Now I know these are my winning repeatable content formats. So I can now focus on creating content in these formats. ASMR vlogs with music and text overlay, walking and talking to the camera, B-roll with music and text, and response to comments. So now it's going to give me my 1 to 2 month content strategy. Core pillar is day in the life content at least once a week. Different hooks to use. Core pillar, digital nomad tips and remote work. Aspirational content about location independence. Amazing. Okay, so now we have the 4 content pillars. And we have engagement boosters, so replying to comments with video responses. These do perform really well. Asking questions and captions to drive comments. Using trending sounds when they fit your niche, but it's not as important. Different hook formulas to rotate based on the ones that worked. Let's see, tactical recommendations. So double down on ASMR style blogs, walking and talking authenticity, Colombia specific content, and some angles to test, more food and drink content, budget breakdowns for digital nomad life before you move your educational content, wellness and self-care experiences, and what to avoid overproduced content, generic travel content without your personal angle, too much promotional content. Now based on this information, can you help me map out my content for the next week? Now we have like a 1 to 2 month content strategy. We know what content formats to focus on. Now let's see what I should record this week. Okay, Monday I could film an ASMR vlog. Amazing. The good thing too is that with these you can reuse. You could do a voiceover vlog and an ASMR vlog. But okay, now we have a content plan for the week with some tips and also batch filming tip. So guys, look how easy that was. This took me less than 20 minutes and now I have a content strategy for the next 2 months based on what has actually been working for me. All right, and now let's jump into the observations and lessons of the week. So number 1 is that analyzing data is so key, and there is no reason why we should be throwing shit at the wall hoping it sticks. At the beginning of your content journey, yes, you should be doing that to collect data. But once you have been posting consistently for a period of time, there is no reason to not take the data, analyze it, and then be more efficient with what you're doing. I know I, at least, don't have a bunch of time to waste on content that is, less likely to convert, when I know that if I do vlogs with a trending audio and ASMR, that's going to get me more followers. Or if I go and record, at the restaurant that I'm going to be eating at anyway, that is going to convert better than if I'm just, doing a trend or just grabbing my phone randomly and talking about, my skincare routine, right? So I think it's super important to use the tools that are available to us to save time and be more efficient. I did not do this, right? Like, this is something that I'm starting to implement more this year, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. When I actually put my analytics into Claude the first time, it literally yelled at me and was like, girl, what were you doing? Like, you could have grown so much more while you were in Medellin, because you could have taken advantage. That content was performing so well. You should have doubled down on that. And I didn't. So learn from my mistakes and analyze your data and use it to your advantage. Okay, number 2 is that data is not stagnant, okay? It will change over time. So this is something that you should be doing periodically. I would say at least once per quarter, to analyze what has changed. You know, what worked 6 months ago may not work now. So we constantly have to be analyzing these numbers and these metrics to learn and adjust our content strategy based on the results. Number 3, and I will preface this by saying that I am not a type A person. I am not tech savvy, but checking your analytics and understanding your metrics is kind of hot, you know? Like, it's cool to understand what is actually resonating with your audience, because at the end of the day, we're creating content for our audience, not for ourselves, you know? And so when you find those like repeatable content formats that are actually resonating with your audience, it's really exciting, and it makes it more fun to be like, okay, like, this is something that I can even focus on making better, right? If you are making like 10 different types of styles of content, you can't really optimize every single one. But when you find your winning content format, you can work on getting really good at that, right? So now I can spend more time with filming like different angles for my vlogs and doing cool transitions and stuff like that, and I can spend more time making sure that that content is better, because I know that my audience likes that content. So if I even like improve it even more, that means I'm going to get better results. So yeah, it makes creating so much easier, and you just like go into your week so much more prepared. I really felt like this week was so planned out and organized, and I really appreciate that, because before I did not have that organization. So yeah. Okay, and lastly, I've really been working on releasing expectations and attachments to the metrics from the content that I've been analyzing, because there's a difference between understanding and using data to grow, to help you grow, right? And letting that data define you and define your value as a creator. So something that I learned this week is that, because I started a new Instagram account, right? So my numbers are super low, and it's really easy to get down on yourself, because you tie that value of like the engagement that you're receiving to you as a person, to you as a creator, and like to the content that you're putting out, right? And I've really been working on detaching from that and not tying my self-worth to that, because it's not equal, right? And it doesn't define me and my worth. So just learning to let go of tying my self-worth to the number of likes and views and comments and saves and etc. That has been something that I'm working on this week, and it's been a mission, and it's been humbling to start a new account, even posting on YouTube, you know, like I don't usually do this, so my numbers are going to be low, but it's all a learning experience. And whether you get 4 likes or 400, those are real humans behind the screen, you know? And like, if those people were in the same room with you, like, would you even be able to handle that? So it's just remembering, it's not numbers that we're looking at, those are humans. So yeah, that was that on that lesson. And then to wrap up for today, a quick update on my goals from last week. So I posted on TikTok every day. I did 15 posts this week, gained 56 new followers. Instagram, Reels, and Carousels. I started posting on the new Instagram account. So again, that was a little humbling. I gained 47 followers and posted 15 times this week. And then I gained 16 new school community members. And I still haven't had a setter start with me. She's going to start next week. So I'm hoping that these numbers will like double by next week from having a setter. fingers crossed, you can tune in to find out if that happened or not. So for this week, I am focusing on actually executing on what I've learned. So I'm batching content in the formats that I know work well for me. And then I'm also going to be supporting my new setter who's going to start outreach. So that just means that I need to be on top of my content, make sure that I'm posting at least twice a day and driving people to my landing page. So pretty much like giving her something to do, right? If I don't post content, she's going to be like, girl, who am I supposed to message? But yeah, I just want to see if like being more strategic with all of this actually makes a difference than just posting whatever. So I guess that's what we're going to be looking at for the next week. Okay, guys. So that is everything for week 2. Honestly, this week felt a lot better than week 1. I felt more relaxed. My nervous system was a little bit more regulated. And it's nice to see like all these moving parts connect, and also just I feel so much better about my content. And creating has been fun, which is so important. You know, you should make creating content fun. It shouldn't be a hassle, and it shouldn't feel like a chore, because once it does is when you stop creating. But yeah, if you are also building alongside of me, drop a comment. Let me know what you're working on this week, how it's going for you. And don't forget to join the Nomadic Society if you want all the resources that I'm using. And yeah, subscribe to the channel to see how this all plays along. I will catch you next week. Bye.